Welcome to the Lone Ranger Radio Show. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you had an amazing new year. Happy New Year to everybody. I'm really excited about this year. I know that for the real estate business and for a lot of us, just the last 3 years have been a little bit tougher. I think that affordability has been difficult. I know that the real estate industry has been relatively soft. I think a lot of folks were avoiding buying homes because of interest rates, because of higher insurance rates, because of higher property taxes. That's another topic we can get into about getting rid of property taxes, but not right now. I want to talk about other things that are happening for 2026. First of all, you should be able to get a bigger tax refund that Trump passed, where you're going to get a bigger tax refund. You're not going to be taxed on tips. You're not going to be taxed on overtime. That's going to put more money in Americans' pockets. When Americans have more money, they spend more money. When they spend more money, it helps the economy. That's why they call money currency. It has to move. It's got to have a current to it. I've got a guest with me. She's been a guest before. Diana Gearon from Universal Insurance Agency. She is an expert on insurance. And let me tell you, this young lady is just a ball of fire, and she gets herself all worked up about insurance and how to save money. So very passionate. I've known her for over 10 years. She does a great job on helping people save money in insurance. And she's super excited. We did a segment. This is last week. We did a segment on how DeSantis helped close the loopholes for tort reform that was giving these attorneys a 30-time multiplier on your claim. And we talked about assignment of benefits. I want to introduce Diana Gearon to you. Diana, welcome to the Lone Ranger Show.
Bruce, Happy New Year, and thanks for having me back.
You are very welcome. So we talked last week about this whole loophole. Now you're telling me you can save people not only on your homeowner's insurance, but on auto insurance. But you and I talked about something during the break, and it was important because it hurts me, but clients don't know it. When you have an insurance claim on your home, you cannot refinance. You cannot sell it. Mm-hmm. You can't do either one because you have an open claim. And with this whole assignment of benefits, those attorneys that take that claim can run with it for what, 2 years?
Yes, that's what it was. That's correct.
So you could be out of refinancing or selling your home up to 2 years if you decided to make a claim. Is that right?
That is correct.
So what are we doing about that?
Well, thank you, DeSantis. Again, that loophole took sunset on March 1st, 2023 with the assignment of benefits. Not only did that continue to help with the homeowners, even though that was already getting in a better situation.
Yes.
But it also helped an auto carriers. It really helped the insurance for auto. It's been going up. Heck, Florida has been the most expensive insurance in the whole nation for how long now, Bruce?
Yes, it has.
So let's talk about it. So on auto, one of the things that's interesting is a lot of those no-name glass companies were knocking on people's doors, businesses, and sometimes...
Well, even the name glass companies, though.
But a lot of the no names, not the larger ones, really. And what they were doing is taking advantage of the consumer and the insurance carrier. And some of these no name people were seen actually, I saw it on the news, they were seen actually creating the problem on the windshields of vehicles. And so what they were doing is saying, hey, don't worry, sign this over to me. I'll get you a new windshield.
So you go in, you got a little crack, you got a stone chip, okay? Could either be filled or replaced. So you go in and they say, okay, just sign this form. And that's a form that you would sign would be an assignment of benefits. And then where are they going? What's the next step they take from that?
And remember, when you assign your policy to somebody else, you have no control. The money doesn't come to you.
Not
nothing.
Yours anymore.
It's not yours anymore. Even the money. Remember that. So the loophole was allowing these glass companies to go piggyback with a public adjuster or an attorney, and they were getting $5,000 per claim
for a $300 windshield or an $800
plus
windshield.
Labor, depending on the vehicle. $5,000 was the claim. Of course, that was terrible for the insurance company.
What do you think that's going to do to your premiums?
Exactly, and that's why we had that. So now that's gone away, and now what they've done, the insurance companies in Tallahassee says, listen, you need to call your agent. Listen, folks, call your agent. They have your back. That's what they're there for. Let them set it up for you. They'll come to your house. They'll come to your place of business. Let them help you.
So why don't you give out your phone number to my listeners? Because if their agent isn't being proactive with them, which we talked about. Your agents right now, if you're listening to me and you have homeowners insurance on your property, tell me when the last time you heard from your insurance agent to tell you that this tort reform has been the loophole has been closed and the assignment of benefits has now been closed, and that reduces your insurance premiums on your auto and your house. When was the last time you heard from your insurance agent? That's right.
That's
You
exactly right.
didn't. You didn't. So you call Diana at 407-898-1116. You tell her the Lone Ranger sent you. She'll take great care of you. She's been doing this for a long time. Now, so these companies were taking these claims for a windshield. Attorneys would take it. They were getting 5 times. Is that issue been resolved now with the assignment of benefits?
Absolutely. And just as another tip for the consumer to beware, don't let anybody else say, hey, listen, I'll take care of it. If you do it on your own and you don't go through your agent or through your carrier, the insurance companies now are only going to guarantee to pay up to 65% of that claim.
Oh, so you
Very
want
important.
to, don't go directly to the glass company. Always go to your insurance company first.
Or agent first, and they can take care of it for you. So they'll file a claim for you. They do everything for you if they're doing the right thing. So that's critical. And then also, Bruce, I want to mention,
before you do that, I need to give out my phone number. You have questions for me, for Diana, for buying a home, refinancing, home equity, reverse mortgages, you name it. I got it. All 50 states, 35 years in the mortgage business, right here in your backyard. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger. You can reach me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313, or my Tampa office at 813-213-4009, 813-213-4009, or go to WeBringYouHome.com. Get your application started now for purchase, refinance, home equity line of credit, you name it, renovation loan, construction perm loan. I've got bridge loans. I've got loans for people that have no income but a ton of assets. I've got self-employed. You're self-employed. It's tax season now. Get ready, baby. You got some taxes coming up, but you go to your bank, you bring them your tax returns, and they laugh at you. You just put those tax returns, bring them back home, put them in the drawer, and come to me. Bring me your bank statements for the last 12 months. I don't need your doggone tax returns. I already know what you're doing. You're writing everything off. I want to get back on track with insurance because we talked about the tort reform getting closed. We talked about the loopholes getting closed. We talked about assignment of benefits loophole getting closed. But you're helping people that need insurance would otherwise have to go to Citizens, and you're helping them in a way that you've got another product that's better than Citizens. And Citizens is rejecting people that they otherwise would have taken, right?
Yeah.
So what's going on with that?
Well, Bruce, I went to the insurance convention in Marco Island in August, and I spoke with the leaders of Citizens, and they don't want anymore. They don't want us anymore. So they're depopulating everybody within the first 90 days. Now, here's something that's critical. If the depopulation, that means that they're going to give you to now over 21 carriers that are assigned. And if they give you over to one of them, Slide, I'm going to mention it because it's critical, because I asked directly and I was told it's completely approved by the Department of Insurance,
Okay.
the Office of Insurance Regulations. So if your home is over 40 years old and your depopulation letter says that you're going to Slide and you had $10,000 water
You're
limit.
saying Slide
Insurance carrier.
Okay.
Slide home insurance carrier.
All right.
And you had a $10,000 water limit on your policy, it's going to go to zero.
Oh.
And it's completely legal.
So water limit, meaning you mean
any water damage in your home, the pipe bursting.
We're not talking about flood. That's a different thing.
That's
We're
a
talking
different
about
thing.
a pipe bursting water damage.
Yeah, the dishwasher, the washer machine.
So do you have to buy that extra coverage, or they don't
You
even
can't.
cover it?
You can't. So what I noticed, because it started happening, and we started looking at the policies, they don't tell us. You've got to read the fine print. What I didn't like, unfortunately, is that Citizens didn't tell the agents and didn't tell the consumer. So I found out when I went to the convention, and I said, well, how can that be legal?
Right.
And they said it was approved. So here's what we have to do. Buyer beware. even though you signed a policy that gave you $10,000 water limit for those things that could pipe burst, et cetera, in your house, well, guess what? You're going to go to zero. So now what we're doing in our agency, I have a customer service rep checking every single policy. And if it is with slide, we are rewriting them with somebody else, even if it costs a little more.
Well, yeah, because you can't have no coverage on your for water. I mean, it's a common issue with law.
Exactly.
I mean, I've had it on my rental properties, even with an air conditioning line that came in and
exactly.
did damage to all my flooring. So that would be horrendous. And I think that was about a $14,000 damage because all the floors had to come up. The bottom of the cabinetry was ruined. My drywall had to be cut out for 3 feet from the ground. That's not cheap to do that.
Exactly.
And if you didn't do it, you could have a mold issue.
Exactly. And even though Citizens is currently reducing their rate by 2 point something or so, they're still not the cheapest anymore. Remember, this is the one thing a lot of people forget. Insurance carriers are every quarter they are audited to see they can only make home insurance carriers can only make a 4.5% profit margin. A lot of people don't know that. So that's the most they can make.
Making more than that.
No, it's a numbers game. That's the maximum they can make. So they're audited. The reason we were able to have such high premiums with the carriers is because they were underwater
and everything.
That's just for insurance carriers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Insurance agents like myself, we don't get that much. We make 10% of that,
right.
depending on the carrier. But the reality is that was a problem. So that's why the insurance companies had to go increase their premiums, and it was approved every time because the audits don't.
Well, they just threaten to pull out if they don't.
Well, they had to because they're going bankrupt. Who's going to do business if you're going bankrupt?
Right.
That's why farmers left. That's why so many others went underwater. And that's why Citizens at one point had over 1.4 million people insured, which is supposed to be the last resort. So now they're going back to that. So when they do the depopulation, they really don't want you back. So everybody needs to be aware of that. So be cognizant of
so
what
if
company
you're on
they're
Citizens
you.
right now, is that somebody that you'd like to talk to reevaluate?
Absolutely.
All right, call Diana. She can be reached at 407-898-1116 or call the Lone Ranger at 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009. Go to WeBringYouHome.com. Get your application started right now. Cross Country Mortgage is the largest retail lender in the country right now. We have more loan programs than any other lender that I've ever seen. I've never seen a lender that's got as many programs, and we don't broker them out. Like, I know, Diana, you work with a lot of different mortgage companies, right? A lot of them, if they're not doing an FHA, VA, or conventional loan, they're brokering out their bank statement loans. They're brokering out their DSCRs. They're brokering all that, and they lose control of it. There's no control. Everything is done internally with me right here. No brokering it. No brokering. Brokering means you lose control. And people used to think, oh, a mortgage broker, they were great because they would shop around and get me the best rate. You know what they do? They shop around to see who's going to pay them the biggest commission.
That's true.
My people on my team, their commission, they don't know what loan would pay more and what loan wouldn't. They are only trained to make sure the customer gets the best product for the customer. When you start putting commissions in there, people start getting greedy. So no commissions for my people. They are strictly salary. That's why you always get the best deal. I heard one of my folks on the phone with a client just the other day, and they were shopping me against Rocket Mortgage. So we bring up Rocket Mortgage up on the screen and we bring up me on the screen. It's night and day. I can tell you right now, you're not going to go to another mortgage company and legitimately get better terms than me. You can't. I'm the largest in the country. Cross Country is in all 50 states. We've got more loan officers and more branches than any other mortgage company. More products.
Not just that, Bruce, but I've heard of you before I met you. You've been in the business for over 35 years. I've been in the business over 35 years. People love you. You are the real deal. And that's why you're successful for so long.
I appreciate that because, and you know why, Diana? We care.
We care.
And this is why we do these things. We bring this to the table so we can help more consumers. I want to thank Diana Gearon for joining me from Universal Life Agency. If you like, you can call me now and I will connect you with Diana. You need a quote. Okay. Let's just put it that way. Call me now at 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009 or WeBringYouHome.com. Stay tuned. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Show.